President Trump and his allies love to talk about the importance of merit, a merit-based immigration system, a merit-based college admission system, a merit-based workforce. But as we always remind you, look at what they do, not what they say, because merit does not appear to be the top consideration for Donald Trump's own cabinet. A new report from Citizens for Responsibility and Ethics in Washington found that 20 out of 23 of the president's cabinet members have given tens of millions of dollars to his campaign, super PACs, and inauguration fund. Education Secretary Linda McMahon poured at least $20 million into Donald Trump's aligned super PAC during the 2024 campaign. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick gave more than $10 million. Small Business Administrator Kelly Loeffler and her husband contributed more than $3 million. In fact, every cabinet member, save three, Hegseth, Ratcliffe, and Duffy, has made some kind of political contribution to the president. But beyond the cash, we have to ask the question, are they qualified? Maybe some of them in some respect, but in one big respect, there is clearly a problem, and that is conflicts of interest. There are 11 billionaires in this current administration, a former wrestling executive, an NBA team owner, the co-founder of Airbnb, private equity and real estate giants. They're all shaping U.S. policy right now, and in some cases, regulating the industries that made them rich. ProPublica, reviewing thousands of financial disclosures from more than 1,500 Trump appointees, discovered multiple potential conflicts of interest. There's the Deputy Defense Secretary, Steven Feinberg, who is overseeing construction of the Golden Dome. He founded the private equity firm Cerberus, which owns defense companies that are now receiving Pentagon contracts tied to that project. Feinberg says he has divested, but ProPublica found he still relies on Cerberus, for tax accounting and health care services with no clear end date. Then there's also Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche, who owned hundreds of thousands in crypto assets last year when he moved to shut down DOJ investigations into crypto firms. Along with two senior scientists, Nancy Beck and Lynn Decleva at the EPA, who downgraded the health risks of the toxic chemical formaldehyde. ProPublica discovered they previously worked for the chemical industry's top trade group. As Larry Sabato put it to the Daily Beast, there's just never been a presidency like this. He's made Nixon look great. Yes, and while Larry is certainly right, the scale and the wealth here is unprecedented. There has been another president who's done this sort of thing before, and he's one of Donald Trump's favorites. The spoils system flourished under Andrew Jackson. You remember learning about it in high school? Because it was bad. Jackson loaded up his administration with political loyalists, including, in some cases, folks who were then expected to donate part of their salary to political campaigns, feeling like they owed it to the party. Why was it bad? Because the best people weren't put in positions of power. They were unqualified, incompetent, and sometimes corrupt. Seeing the obvious problems it posed, we moved away from that system in the early 1880s, partly in response to the assassination of James Garfield by a man who thought he was owed a spot in the administration because he campaigned for him. But everything old is new again these days, including the allegations of corruption in the system. Think about all those curiously timed trades or bets on prediction markets that just so happen to immediately precede big announcements from the president, be it removing the head of Venezuela or starting a war in Iran.